Hello guys. Welcome to my third video, my third English learning video. I'm Ahmad Shauki with student ID number 25 145 00 and 15 from Oil and Gas Logistics, Polytechnic of Energy and Mineral Academics. So have you ever noticed something interesting? You may understand the English grammar very well. You may even know hundreds or thousands of English words with vocabularies. But when someone asks you to speak, your mind suddenly feels empty. You answer it with very short sentences. You stop after one idea or just one sentences, and you feel like you have nothing more to say. And then you start wondering, you start asking yourself, why are people so fluent in English when speaking English, whether it's native speaker or not? Well, fluency actually is not about you speaking quickly non-stop, but it's about giving your thought, giving your ideas to other people, to the listeners. It's all about clarity and confidence to describe what around you, what you feel, what you see, what you remember, what you sense, and many more. So now we're gonna talk about describing, which is a very essential skill for us, not only in English but in this life. So just like I said before, describing is not only important skill in English. Even you speak in Bahasa or speak in Java, Japanese, Chinese, and many more, describing is a core skill. It's the main skill, whether in formal or informal situation. Because if you have been mastering this describing skill, basically you have been mastering the skills to speaking non-stop. Whether you are in a formal situations like a daily conversations or talking about a daily routine just like we have been discussed before, or in a formal situation like a job interview, or you're in a class giving presentations to your lecturer and your friends, your colleagues in an office, you will never run out of words easily. So let's get started. Let's studying together, study the ability to describing, because currently I'm still learning too. So let's study together, let's learn together, let's grow together. Let's go. So the question is, what can we describe? Well, in a daily conversations, we describe things all the time, often without realizing it. We describe the objects. There are a lot of objects around us, like phones, bags, the sock, the clothes, the t-shirt, and we also describing the people, including their appearance and personality, how we feel when we are around them, and we're also describing the places such as our home, workplace, or favorite cafe. We also describe actions and routines like studying, working, or go to exercise, and even more. We also can describe about the memories, about what we feel about the past, and the opinions about the topics or experience that we have through. And the ability to describe these things, all of these things, is what makes the conversations longer, deeper, and more meaningful. So I just have found this technique of describing. It's called the layer by layer. So what is this layer by layer technique? Well, this means you may start with a very simple sentence, and then you slowly add more information, the new sentences, and each new sentence slowly adds one small detail. Let's look to the example. So, how will you describe these things? So, you may say, this is a cup, or maybe you're adding a color. This is a cup. This cup is white. Well, this sentence is correct, but it's still very basic because the listeners understand the idea but cannot imagine very much. Now let's add some layer, some extra sentence, some extra detail. So the cup is white. Add more. The cup is white and it's quite small. Add more. The cup is white and it's quite small, and it feels like when you grabbing it. The outside it's made from the plastic, but from the inside it's made from the steel. So it's so useful to keep the heat inside, whether you're making a coffee or tea. See, with just a few of extra words, the description becomes much richer, and the listeners will be able to imagine it clearly in their mind. So let's continue. So when you are describing an object, just like we have done before with this, you can answer it with a simple question. What does it look like? How does it feel? How is it used for? For example, so this is my bag. Add more. My bag is black and medium size, so it's easy to carry. The surface feels a bit rough, and the color is faded because I have been using it since the junior school era, so it's around 8 years ago, and now I usually use it to carry my laptop, documents, book, and many more to the campus. You can see how the object becomes more clear and personal. And another tips for you is using the 5 senses. You know, your ability to see, to smell, to speak, to hear, and to feel through your skin. Well, using the 5 senses makes your English sounds more vivid and natural. You can say, the coffee looks dark and strong. It smells rich and slightly sweet. When I take a sip, it tastes bitter but smooth. And when you are describing people, you can say something about their appearance, clothing, voices, personality, and how they make you feel. For example, my parents have a warm and caring appearance. They usually wear a simple and neat clothing. Their voices are calm and reassuring when they speak. They have loving, patient, and responsible personalities. Being with them makes me feel safe and grateful. You can also describing a place or weather. When you're doing it, imagine like you are inviting someone to visit it. Here's the example. I live in a small town. Add more. I live in a small town that is far from the city center. Add more. The area is quiet and there are many trees around my house. Add more. During the day, the weather is usually warm and sunny. And at night, the air feels cooler and it's very relaxing. And now, the listener can almost experience the place without have to actually visit it. I also have some advanced technique that you can use it and makes your describing skills more richer and powerful. The first one is comparison. when you compare the adjective from one thing to another thing. For example, this room is quiet. Now we add more. The room is very quiet, like a library. We add more. This room is very quiet, like a library. So it making it easy to concentrate. And the second advanced technique is metaphors. So what is metaphors? Metaphors is when you are talking about something as if it was something else. Here's the example. The time passed quickly in the class. Add more. Now we add metaphors. The time passed quickly in the class, like it was flying. We add more. Time passed quickly in the class, like it was flying, because the class was so interesting. You can also use the metaphors to describe some objects like this ruler. So this ruler is rectangular shape. It has 4 right angles there. And this ruler is like a best friend to me while doing an engineering assignment. And the third or the last advanced technique that you can use is linking words or conjunction. So these linking words or conjunctions help your speech flow smoothly. Here's the example. So the sentence is, I stayed at home. Add more. I stayed at home because it was raining heavily. Add more. I stayed at home because it was raining heavily and I decided to rest while my brother is playing outside with the rain. Okay, now we're coming to the end of the video. So remember, the fluent speakers are not the perfect speaker. They start small, they start adding layers, and they guide the listener's imagination. If you practice describing objects, people, places, weather, memories, and emotions, your English will grow naturally. And remember, it's not about the grammar, it's about trying to describing from small details. You can use the bahasa at first because it also applicable in bahasa. And remember, if you can describe, then you can speak. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.